Alrighty guys, we're back for some Icy Forge, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do get that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? Hylda of the Icy Crown is a 4-mana, 3/4 legendary creature. Whenever you tap an untapped creature an opponent controls, you may pay 1. When you do, choose one. So you can either create a 4/4 white and blue elemental creature token, nice, or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, or scry 2 and draw a card. Nice, a really cool build around card, huh? So that's what we did. We built around it here. We have a ton of ways to go ahead and tap down the opponent's creatures, like Tamiyo's Immobilizer here. Also on the top end, it's a 4-mana artifact, and when it enters the battlefield, it comes in with 4 oil counters on it. So you can tap this, remove an oil counter from Tamiyo's Immobilizer, tap target artifact or creature. Nice. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't come with like a stun counter. That would be actually pretty good, huh? But we do have other ways to give stun counters in here, like Succumb to the Cold. This is a 3-mana instant speed. Tap 1 or 2 target creatures an opponent controls. Put a stun counter on each of them. Nice. And so the stun counters as well as like the oil counters is going to work well with cards that have proliferate on it. So I do have all 4 experimental auguries in here. 2-mana instant speed. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Then you get to proliferate, which also works well with loyalty counters. We have all 4 Teferi who slows the sunset here on the top end of the build. So it's a 4-mana legendary planeswalker, of course. It's got 4 loyalty counters on it, and that +1 is going to be essential for this build. So, excuse me, choose up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, and up to 1 target land. Untap the chosen permanents you control and tap the chosen permanents you don't control. Then you gain 2 life. So being able to tap down our opponent's creatures with Teferi for the Hylda's ability, while also untapping some of our essential artifacts in here and land for that matter too. So, oh man, that +1, I can't imagine even wanting to look at the other abilities on Teferi, but they're on here, so we might as well, right? So it's got a -2. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's got a -7 here that we'll probably never get to, but you get an emblem with untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step, and you draw a card during each opponent's draw step. Honestly, even if we do get to -7, I still feel like we're going to just be spamming that +1 every turn in this build in particular. So now, I did call it Icy Forge for a reason. Our main win condition is actually Urabrask's Forge. So it's a 3-mana artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you put an oil counter on the Forge. Then create an X and 1 red Phyrexian horror creature token with trample and haste, where X is the number of oil counters on Urabrask's Forge. Sacrifice the token at the beginning of the next end step. Since we have a big oil theme actually plugged in, I think this is going to be a terrific way to wrap up games, dude, especially while we're slowing down the opponent, tapping down all their creatures and whatnot. It's going to be pretty interesting to see. More stuff with oil. We got all 4 Tablet of Completions, all 4 Filigree Sylex as well. We got some ramp here with the Irencrag. It's realistically, we're just looking at it as ramp. I'm not even going to read that bottom ability, but yeah, just another artifact that like Teferi can untap and stuff. Same concept with Celestus, and I'm trying out a single Relic of Legends. This is a 3-mana artifact. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. So you can tap an untapped legendary creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. So the reason we have the one of Relic of Legends is because if you have this down with the Hylda and you tap down an opponent's creature, then you can actually pay that 1 with the Hylda herself. So she can tap down with the Relic of Legends ability, and then you could create like a 4/4 elemental or something. So just something I wanted to try, huh? And another main card in here, we got a couple Hilda's Crown of Winter. This is a 3-mana legendary artifact. You can pay 1, tap it, tap target creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate during your turn, so you can just tap it without paying the 1, which is pretty cool. And this is like another artifact that works particularly well with untapping with Teferi too, right? So now the bottom ability, for 3 mana, you can sacrifice Hilda's Crown of Winter, draw a card for each tapped creature your opponents control. That'll be interesting to see if that comes into play as well. The mana base I thought about for a while, guys, but yeah, all 4 Monumental Facades, just having extra ways to plug extra oil counters into everything is going to be huge. We have a single Mirrex in here, just mana fixing mostly, but you also never know when those Phyrexian Mites will come in play, especially if you're generating Mites and then maybe you actually go a little bit wide and you can start plugging like +1/+1 counters onto all the creatures and whatnot off the Hylda, which could be interesting. The dual lands I thought about for a while. Hopefully I landed on something good here. I think we did. I don't think we're going to have too many issues with the mana base, honestly, especially with our mana fixing off of Celestus and Relic of Legends. Hopefully not. One of them is the Restless Spire. We'll see how often we actually get to swing with that today. Rocking all the utility land from Crucible, Soaring, and the Seat as well. Oh, buddy, is that everything already, huh? I got some honorable mentions over here. I thought about Stall for Time. I think the Succumb to the Cold is going to be much better, even though Stall for Time could also draw us a card, too. Also thought about Temporal Firestorm. I don't get to play with this card too often, but in a deck like this, it might actually not be too bad. I just don't know how often we actually get to 7 or 9 mana to kick this a couple times, so that's the honorable mentions, guys. Is there anything else we got to go over before hopping into some games? I don't think so. I guess we don't get to see Sylex and Tablet of Completion too often, so I'll just read them real quick, then we'll hop into some ranked, huh? So it's a 2-mana artifact. You can tap it to put an oil counter on it. Nice. All these work so well with Teferi because you can immediately untap them and then tap them again, put another oil counter on it, right? So you can tap this to add a colorless mana, and you can only activate that. Tablet of Completion has 2 or more oil counters on it. Excellent early ramp. It also has 1 mana. Tap it, draw a card, activate only if Tablet of Completion has 5 or more oil counters on it, which is not going to be too hard, honestly, in a deck like this. So all for Sylex, because we'll be sacrificing this sometimes. So a 2-mana legendary artifact. You can tap it to put an oil counter on it. Then you can tap it to sacrifice the Filigree Sylex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of oil counters on Filigree Sylex. So depending on what deck you're going up against, sometimes you'll want to keep this at 1 so you can just pop it and take out all of like Mono Red's 1-drops or something, right? So it's got a bottom here where you tap it, remove 10 oil counters from among permanents you control, and sacrifice the Filigree Sylex. It deals 10 damage to any target. I'm sure it'll come in handy at some point. Honestly, getting 10 oil counters onto the board in a deck like this probably won't be too hard, huh? Okay, guys, let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. Okay, what am I expecting from the build? I have no idea, dude. As long as we can like see the mana and everything, it should be relatively good, I would say. But the meta is brutal though, so I have no idea. I really don't. Probably somewhere in the middle then, right? Is a safe bet. Okay, no red source, not like we need it right now. Could always try to find it off the Augury. I say this is keepable. Well, I forgot to go over how much mana we have in. We should have 25 land in here. We should, I think, I hope. I don't think I put 26 in. Doesn't seem like something I would do for this build. I should have checked for myself, guys. I think it's 25. Right into Tablet of Completion, start getting some oil counters on that. It's going to be pretty good, man. It's going to be solid. We played with Tablet of Completion quite a few times in different decks in the past. Quite a few different mid-range builds, honestly, so even though I don't count this as mid-range, it's like mid-range control is what I would count it as. A mixture between the two. Monumental Facade, huh? Hylda's Crown of Winter is good. I think we're just gonna, yeah, we're gonna tap this, put an oil counter on it, get the Hylda's Crown down. That's totally fine, dude. We can activate it, but we also don't have to. So, yeah, all you gotta do is tap it. You don't have to pay the 1 if you do it on our turn. But if we tap down Underdog, it was just gonna untap on their turn anyways, so there's no real point in doing that, but yeah. We also have Tablet of Completion acting as ramp now that it already has 2 oil counters on it. So we do have Teferi next turn if we want to. Which we probably do. The ward cost on Trespasser is pretty gross for a deck like this. Okay, Restless Spire, not bad. I don't mind seeing the land. Yeah, for a deck like this that likes to target and tap down, Trespasser is like worst case creature, man. So let's go to Teferi. Teferi's probably gonna die right away, but we do have some untapping to do here. And so we shall. Yeah, so we untap, and then we'll just tap down that underdog, huh? And then let's go with... Let's get the Sylex down for the turn. And start putting oil counters onto that as well. How do we feel about that? Teferi takes some massive pressure off of our face for the turn. Well, they might just swing face, honestly, but I don't think so. I think they take that Teferi out of the equation. What did we actually end up accomplishing then? Outside of taking some pressure off of our face, we just ended up getting an... Well, what did we accomplish that turn? There's probably a better way to play out that turn, right? Because we also could have just played the Sylex, kept the Augury open, and then put an extra oil counter on the tablet. Who endures on the Sylex? Wow. Yeah, I mean, at some point we're going to get it up to where we can take out their 3-mana cards and stuff, so yeah, we'll definitely take that action. We'll grab a blue source, right? Yes. Yes, especially with the double Auguries in hand. Actually, that's beautiful, because we can tap down underdog now before their combat, and Teferi gets a chance to survive. That worked out really nicely, guys, getting that untapped land there for us. That was good stuff, man. Showing the importance of having extra mana on the board, too, for cards like that. It's to nighttime here. Probably start with the plus on Teferi. Restless Spire could get us a scry. So let's go oil counter. We got to start like thinking about the draw on the tablet, I would say. And we'll move an oil counter from the facade over. Right? And then those are the cards we'll untap. Actually, we should... Yeah, both of their creatures... Yeah, no, this is fine. This is totally fine. So we'll untap you. Well, sure, we'll tap down that underdog, even though it's already tapped, right? Okay. Get all the untapping going. Look at Teferi go, guys. What an engine, dude. Alright. Now we can plug this onto tablet, get a draw, right? So we go oil onto you. Then we'll draw with it. And this is all before even playing, dude. Even playing a land from our hand. We might have a better land to play than the plains, so... Pretty cool, man. Woohoo! Hylda, hi. Okay. How do I want to do this? Doesn't block the glutton very well. We can still tap down next turn. I think it's Augury on our turn, because there still might be something that we want to do for 2 mana, right? Like get a Sylex down for the turn. So I don't think we hold that for their turn. Oh, Forge, nice. Okay. Yeah, that we can start getting that ball rolling at some point. Onto that Teferi as well, and then if we keep Augury open, tap down their underdog before combat. Totally fine, dude. Oh, it's gonna stay at nighttime though, isn't it? I think that's okay. That's okay. The glutton is scared. Well, no, yeah, it's better. It's better to keep at least the crown open as well, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna swing at that Teferi again. This was just like so much pressure off of our face this whole time, though. That's kind of wild, man. Let's see where they end up swinging. Well, all right. We'll tap down. I don't want to tap this down, although we could save it. We could save the Teferi. Oh, crap, I talked myself into it. Here we go. Discard a card, we'll get rid of the Augury. And now if they swing it to Teferi, it survives an extra turn. That's good news, actually, man. Discarding a card when we got the card draw on Tablet of Completion isn't bad at all. Another Tablet of Completion. Taking some damage here. Man, there's a lot to think about with this one, huh? So first we go Hylda. Hylda comes down. Like that, right? To maximize how much we're able to do each turn. Might as well get the Forge down too. We'll go Teferi's ability, untap Tablet of Completion, tap down their Sheoldred, and untap the Deserted Beach, I would say. And then we'll pay the 1 with the Tablet of Completion. 4/4. This is wild, man. And we still have Hylda's Crown. Swing for 1. We'll have Hylda's Crown for their turn. We'll see how much we're actually able to do. I think protecting Teferi is pretty essential. Just back to day. They're going back up to 21. Yeah, man, this is wild. Feels good, actually, so far. Up against Golgari, too, which is no joke by any means. Golgari might end up being top meta soon. Aw, that makes me a little sad. I will go ahead and tap down that Sheoldred before they get a swing with it then. We don't have the 1 to pay off the Hylda, but hey, that's a good example of, like, if we had Relic of Legends out, right? We could tap the Hylda. Well, right, I don't think it needs to have... I think you can still tap down Summoning Sickness the way Relic of Legends is worded. I think. I don't know right now, actually. So a full swing at Teferi means a great block for us, and then, like, they spent so many resources trying to get that Teferi off the board, man. Okay. Great block for us. We're going to start drawing off this tablet as well, I would say. Yeah, Teferi had to be removed from this board state, so protecting it for so many turns was huge for us, man. Absolutely huge. Okay, get that draw. Facade isn't bad, I guess, but... yeah, that Sheoldred's going to start draining us pretty good, huh? Let's go ahead. Oh, we don't have an extra red source on the board to power up the Spire, guys. Well, that's a little awkward, huh? So I guess we start with the draw here. What is it? Auto Tapper. Watch out for Auto Tapper in these style of decks, man. Taken 2, down to 15. Soaring City. Okay, that's not terrible. How do we want to do this, guys? Could draw 2 off the crown. I think keeping the crown out there is actually a little bit better. Tablet of Completion. Can we start outpacing this? Not well enough, I would say. Could have the Soaring City to bounce back to their hand when it comes time. Tough decisions, guys. Very tough decisions. I guess, like, Soaring City bounce Sheoldred isn't terrible. Right? So we'll swing. They'll have to, like, it's a little bit of a tempo play. Like, they'll have to pay 4 mana for this. So, I think that's fine. We do it before their turn so they don't get the life gain off the draw. That's what we're doing there. Soaring City would have cost 1 less if we would have had the Hylda on the board. But also, if we would have had the Hylda on the board, we'd really start running away with this, dude. And again, 1 mana short for the Hylda Crown of Winter's ability here. Just really showing how important it is to have that extra mana and all the extra ramp and stuff off of Tablet, where in that scenario there, we ended up drawing off this Tablet. Maybe just like, okay, we're going down to 10 from the Sheoldred here. We got to be careful, man. Here goes nothing. Ooh, Seat of the Empire. That could be a good combat trick. Or a good trade for us, right? Start with a draw there? Probably not, right? We get the Forge. We cool swing. We accept the trade with Seat of the Empire and one of our tokens. They probably block the 4/4. I doubt they take 7 here. But they might play around a Seat of the Empire. They might. Cut down. Oh man. Okay, let's just 3 less damage. That was gonna die anyways. Just take the 4 though. Well, gonna risk it. All right. Get that Shieldred off this board state, dude. That could be huge for us. Okay, now we start drawing. Where's the draw? There it is. We gotta tap you. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm going as fast as I can. There's a lot to do. Succumb to the cold. Ooh, that could be good. I think we'll just tap this for an oil counter. Keep this open, and we have Hylda, Crown of Winter open as well. Anyone's game, guys. What a wild first match, huh? Anyone's game, though, for sure. There's a lot to think about here, dude. Holy cow. This is one that I would not mind a little bit of extra practice for. It's a really good draw, though. The stun counters can go a long way. Yeah, I think so far, great showcase. Like, Forge is definitely going to be the way to wrap this up when it comes time. I think tapping both of these down is pretty good. Oh, they still have something else to play here, potentially. Could also tap it down with the Crown of Winter, but the stun counters is going to be great. All right, let's do this. Tap them both down. Yeah, the stun counters is going to be huge. They still have something else to play for the turn? I mean, they... Oh, yeah, Underdog. Okay, nice. So they do have a blocker. Oh, there's the Forge, guys. Okay, we'll keep that. Yeah, double Forges now, too. That's going to be wild, huh? So that can tap for that mana. This can tap for the draw, so we don't need the oil on this right now, so we'll go for the draw. Should have done that before playing Forge, too, but... Oh, Teferi. Wow. Wow, bro. Oh, my goodness. Right. So, we will untap, I guess, this one. Tap the Underdog. Untap this one. And I will go ahead, oil counter on this Forge. Get that ball rolling, right? And now we still have Crown of Winter here available. This is wild, dude. 6 damage. Down to 10. Okay. Yeah, we still have the Crown of Winter available. This is just working for some reason. Let's see what they end up playing. On their 6th mana, Shieldred. Ew. Alright, we'll go ahead and tap you down. And that... Wow. Okay. Wow. Jeez, bro. So we'll go ahead, put the oil counter onto you. That should be that, right? Go ahead and tap down the Shieldred for the turn. And I'm not going to make the opponent wait out anything else here. Oh, that's only 9 damage, though. Oh. Well, this is awkward. I thought I had lethal on the board state for some reason, guys. Well, that's fine. We'll still go on the draw, then. And we can still untap some stuff. Oh, Hylda. Nice. Are we going to die next turn, though? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Yeah, well, first of all, get some stuff down here. We're going to gain 2 from the Teferi as well, so we're going to untap this. Yeah, I guess we could have tapped down with that instead, too, huh? So, uh-oh, guys. Hopefully we're okay here. Hopefully, because, yeah, for some reason I thought that was going to be the turn. Also, this could have been a go for the throat, too. That was greedy. If I would have had another red source, we could have swung in with that Spire, but we don't have another red source on this board state, so... Trespasser, yep, we're taking an extra damage there. We got a good block into the Underdogs. I'm going to tap down Shieldred. See, remove up to 3 counters from target permanent could be bad. Don't think... Yeah, they're back up to 4. So what do we tap here? We tap down. we tap down the Shieldred because it's extra damage, right? And we don't worry too much about where they remove the counters. I believe so. Also, 4/4 gets a blocker too, so we can always block that Sunslayer if we really wanted to. Dang, dude, wow. And this could still be like a go for the throat in the opponent's hand too. Because honestly, they haven't played too much removal this game, so... Brutal, brutal engine, dude. Being on the other side of a control build like this, I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, we slowed them down big time. Friggin' G, opponent. Holy cow, dude. What a match, huh? I had a good time with that. The whole time, though, it kind of felt like I could have been maybe optimizing plays a little bit, but overall, I don't know. I don't think I did too bad, right? There were definitely some things here or there, but yeah, wow. There's a lot of options. Holy cow. I'm overwhelmed and just trying to think about what key moments to talk about in that match, right? I mean, keeping Teferi was obviously the biggest thing. Yeah, and but then like what to tap and what to untap with Teferi, like there's like gonna be little decisions here or there. That was good though. Our overall, if we were up against a more aggressive style deck like mono red, I think we would have been in danger often. Based on that last hand and stuff too, so. And not having an extra red source to power up that Restless Spire could have been super detrimental that game as well. Okay, we go first. Yep, I like it. I like it. We have our turn 2 Tablet of Completion. Tablet of Completion showing off that last game big time too. Although, like, Shieldred tries its best to shut down stuff like that, right? To punish you every time you actually draw from the deck, but we were able to get around that Shieldred for a couple turns, which was nice. Yeah, overall, everything seemed to play out well enough, I would say. Opponent, are you there, buddy? I'm gonna go ahead and pause the... Oh, no, there they are. I was gonna say I was gonna pause the recording until the opponent shows up, but let's start with the Deserted Beach, then. Right into Facade and keep Crucible as utility for now. Yep, just in case we see more land. Island, all right. Tablet of Completion, get the ball rolling with some oil. Relic of Legends. Next turn is Great Ramp. Or land, I don't mind seeing it. I don't want to move the oil off the Facade just yet, so that's not what we're going to be doing here. Yeah, we're going to attempt the Relic of Legends. It lands. Nice, very nice. Okay. The third island. Sure. I mean, Teferi just doesn't land, right? I'm pretty sure. Teferi doesn't land, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Oh my! Very nice, guys. All right. So plus, you submit 0 creatures. You gonna try to get this to the point of drawing for next turn. 5 oil counters already. Wow, 4th island. What on earth is the opponent playing, guys? I feel like I should be terrified right now. All right, so we'll start with the draw. Okay, Restless Spire. Totally fine, dude. Totally fine and dandy. Go plus. Untap you. 0 creatures. Untap the Spire, because why not, right? I guess the draw again, right? 2. We'll draw with the Monumental Facades colorless, right? Our hand is nice and stocked. We could go Immobilizer for the turn. Yeah, why not? If they actually have a counterspell for it, I mean, then at least we'll know what the opponent's playing at that point, right? Like 4 islands and nothing from the opponent. It feels like they're getting a little unlucky then. Oh, Spell Pierce, okay. I mean, yeah. It's a card that's not hitting the table finally. Okay, 5 mana open. Deserted Beach comes down. I guess we'll start with the draw. Might as well, right? Let's have the -2 on Teferi if we want to try to find a little bit more here, but it's like untapping, drawing again. Hilda's Crown of Winter should probably come down, I would say. Oh, Hylda of the Icy Crown. 1, 2. I am going to activate the Teferi ability before we play this. That way we have a lot of extra mana here just in case. Submit 0. Yep, that's totally fine. And we're gonna, I guess, keep that open. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 open mana to try to get this Hylda onto the board. And so we play around and make disappear quite nicely. We could also power up the Spire for the turn, or just keep the Experimental Augury open, and the draw off of Tablet too, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I would say. If they tap out for, like, card draw, Fading Hope, huh? Huh. Yeah, that's totally fine, right? A little bit of tempo from the opponent. Wait a minute. Oh, they didn't activate it at the proper time. We can just play it again. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Fading Hope needed to be activated at the end of their turn. Unless they were trying to counter it with a Make Disappear, in which case we would have ran right into that. But at the same time, it wouldn't have been too bad for us, right? So, consider. Yeah, since we still had 4 mana open, that's wild, man. A little bit of ramp over here. Sure, we lost the Proliferate on the Augury, but still. Come to cold, okay. Well, no creatures for us to tap down, unfortunately. We'll just start drawing off of this again. Land is totally fine. Do I draw off of Teferi too? You know what? I'm going to power up the Spire. We're going to go for a full swing here. That way we can untap. I don't need that land. That way we can untap the Hylda when it comes time. One is taking this damage. Are we just, like, getting super lucky against mono blue right now? Like, what's even happening, dude? Untap you and untap a land. I suppose you. Right? I believe so. We could also just play the Crown of Winter, too. Oh, yeah, it lands. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, dude. Like, where are the opponent's counter spells, or creatures for that matter? Because this is mono blue tempo, right? Yeah, well, yeah, especially with the March of the Swirling Mist. That's pushing the tempo side of things big time. We have the -7 on Teferi if we want to get fancy like that, but I don't know how much that ends up doing against mono blue, especially too. I mean, I guess it's extra card draw. Yeah, so we might as well ultimate Teferi, right? We never get to ultimate Planeswalkers, so... Oh, Tolarian Terror. Nice! It's got the ward, too, which happens to be pretty good. Another Terror! The ward, too, on these is going to be disgusting. 1, 2. So we can tap down 1 now and pay the ward 2. Yes. Resolve. Auto pay. We don't have the, oh, we can tap Hylda because of Relic of Legends. Holy cow, guys, it actually just worked out there, like, really well. Alright, card draw. Dude, once the engine goes, man, it goes. Mobilizer? I guess we go for +1 tap down terror, so we untap you, tap you, yes. Untap you. Yes, auto pay's totally fine. And then we'll pay the 1 with you. Just more 4/4s, right? At that point, I would say. Swing, and then I'm gonna get that Immobilizer down while they're tapped out. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have the Augury available, guys. Holy cow. You know what? I'm gonna get the Crucible down so we have Soaring City open too. GG, opponent. GG. Wow. Wow. What on earth, man? We had to have been getting lucky like that whole game, right? Like not a lot of early counter spells from the opponent, spell pierce. And just like after the setup happens, like we just have way too much to do every turn. Like just way too many options. That's cool, man. Feels good. I think now the games are a lot slower in a build like this, obviously, than what we usually play with, but I think we have time for one more for sure. So let's do this. Yeah, so far so good. Game number 3, correct? Right? Yeah, the games are really slow. Okay. Yeah, not a bad hand. Go first here. This Tablet of Completion just feels so underplayed. Oil in general, guys. Like, I remember just bringing up how good I thought Oil was, especially around whenever the set first came out. And it still kind of feels super underplayed as a whole. Like, do we ever actually see Oil in anything? I don't think so. All right, right into that Relic of Legends. If they counter it, they counter it. They do not. Nice. Wow. Okay. 3 mana. That is Esper colors over there. Should be scary. We have 2 open to play around a Make Disappear at the very least. Yeah, we have the 2 open, and we go Relic of Legends. That way we can tap down Tablet for Oil then if it lands. And then we can untap. Oh, maybe we should have just used... Yeah, we should have used Teferi's ability right away. Oh well, guys, oh well. We got greedy with it. Yeah, Sheoldred gets around Teferi quite nicely. No creatures from the opponent. Right now we have 2 mana open to play around that Make Disappear. Okay, Immobilizer hits the board. We might as well plug an Oil counter on this. Alright, opponent's turn. No Wandering Emperor or anything. Okay, nothing to tap down. It looks like they're passing back, guys. Wow, I would have loved to test this deck out against some mono red aggro too. Soaring City we probably keep in hand, I would say. All right, Immobilizer number 2. It lands, no questions asked. Let's go ahead and get an Oil counter and start drawing off of this Tablet of Completion next turn, huh? Should I lay this as a land? Probably not. Nothing from the opponent there. What on earth is even happening, dude? Just like board wipe Esper, right? They had Sunfall ready for last turn. Now they have Farewell ready for this turn. But we're not playing any creatures, so... Getting some of our win conditions down would have been good. Or seeing one of our forges, I mean. Nothing from the opponent again, guys. Wow, okay. So, Wastes is fine and dandy. Let's get that draw. Okay, Seat of the Empire. Alright, we just pass it back. This is an interesting one, to say the least. Hey, there's a Wandering Emperor. Okay. We get a creature. So, Sylex might be good here, right? Because we have so much extra oil on this board state. We're just gonna start taking some swings from this, I would say. They probably go for another creature too, so... Nice. We'll go ahead and tap these down. Maybe. They might counter this too. Nope. Okay then. Okay then, they have stun counters for now. We also could have taken one out with Seat of the Empire or something too, but I don't know. Like, we had a target. We had 2 targets to actually hit with the Succumb to Cold. Beseech the Mirror. Okay. What do they want to hit here? So they can ditch a token? Just probably a Sheoldred at that point, right? That way, anytime I draw extra off the Tablet of Completion, they're good to go. Oh no, they just sent it to their hand instead. I might be missing something there. Maybe they just didn't need whatever it was on the board right now, you know? Okay, Filigree Sylex. That could be huge, dude. That's only number 1, though. I wonder if we... I mean, we could take out the... Well... It's probably 10 damage to the opponent's face, right? 1, 2, 3. We have 13 total. I think we're gonna hold off for the turn and just go oil counter, especially since these two things are tapped down. We have another Succumb to the Cold here too when it comes time. I don't know if holding off on the Sylex is worth it, but we get a couple turns of plugging some extra counters onto these and like the Tablet of Completion too. Okay. They go plus onto that. Like another Sylex off the top. Maybe we could just win in a couple turns, of course. Sure. Stun counters. Hold them off for as long as possible. Also, maybe get some counter spells out of their hand. All right. Filigree Sylex number 2. Holy cow. I just got so excited there. Oil counter. Oh, we're going for it, dude. We're going for it. 10 to the opponent's face. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh. How do I get this one? 1, 2, 3. There's 10. Submit 10. 10 to the opponent's face. And now we have a couple turns of needing to get some more oil counters on everything here. Oh no, the counter. Oh, dissipate. Oh, no. Oh, no. I was double checking Soaring City to make sure that we can't, like, return a spell as well, but... Alright, that could have been our best way through, unfortunately, guys. Maybe we'll see Sylex number 3 off the top. At that point, we didn't have enough oil to remove 10 right away anyways, which shows the importance of, like, the oil land and everything, too, right? Just entering with a couple. All right. I'm just going to keep Soaring City because I feel like, oh boy. Oh boy. All right, start getting some oil counters on this again. Soaring City and Soothe the Empire available. We can always activate this to tap down a creature if we want to take less damage, but at the same time, dude, them just having that Wandering Emperor over there has been super tricky. Maybe we should have... See, like, returning that to their hand isn't terrific either, though, so... I don't know. And I don't want to remove the oil counters in case we see Sylex number 3. I guess we could just use both of our land to slow them down for the turn. Because we still have Soaring City if we want to stop this one, or we could just take 5. Whatever. Let's do it, man. I don't think this is anyone's game. I think this is the opponent's. It comes down to how long do we want to make it last, right? I think that our biggest chance was actually having that second Filigree Sylex land and then having a couple turns of getting some oil counters. Oh, buddy, Breach the Multiverse. That's gotta be the nail in the coffin, right? It's gotta be. Okay. They found Arc Teferi and their Jace. Dude, we are, like, super duper dead here. This deck isn't great at, like, actually dealing with Planeswalker threats. Wow, they go for the mill. They must have another Jace in hand, so we're definitely letting them play this out then. Or if they don't have another Jace, they could go searching for it. Yeah, they're in a pretty good position here, I would say, especially since I removed so many extra counters from the Tablet of Completion. I should have just gotten rid of the... Oh, hey! Forge! That would have been great early on. There's no guarantee that it actually would have landed, but... If we get milled to death next turn, that's the way that the opponent needs to end this, right? Because we're still at 18. So... And then we have 1, 2, 3... And then 5 oil on the tablet. Urabrask Forge will get another one next turn. I'll tell you what, Sylex off the top, dude. You never know. Let's see that Jace opponent. Let's see it, buddy. I can imagine they have it since they went on the full minus on that Jace there. Okay, they go for the swing. Yeah, I want to keep those oil counters on this. No Jace. A lot of life gain, though. Oh, up to 15. So now even if we do see the Sylex off the top, do some untapping with Teferi, or they could just go -2. Try to, again, try to find that Jace. Because, yeah, we only have 16 cards here. Okay, they go for the plus. And they looks like they tapped down the Forge there. Crucible. Not a bad draw, actually, guys. And now that they're at 17, our best bet would be to tap this down to actually swing at one of their planeswalkers. If we're even allowed to. I suppose we should have went for the card draw off of Tablet of Completion before doing any of that, too. Oh, removal for the Forge. Aw, that kind of sucks, huh? Oh, Hylda. Yeah, that's why we go for the card draw first, right? So, unfortunately, now we can't take out either the Wandering Emperor or the Teferi, but I'm pretty sure the Emperor is what we end up swinging at here. The opponent is probably very happy that they finally get to use some of the removal they were keeping in hand, right? Hylda could be really good, but I don't even think it's going to be able to land here. At this point, dude, we're just playing this out. Yeah, man. Like, there's probably even more surprises in a deck like this that I could see off the top, so I'm going to save that other tap on the Immobilizer for when the Hylda's actually onto this board. And it's not going to take the opponent too long to actually get this damage through either, so. Go -2 on the Teferi, that's down to 1 now. Okay, they have 5 cards in hand. 27 cards remaining. We have 14 cards remaining, guys. So yeah, that other Jace would be brutal, man. Target player mills 3 times X cards, so it just full power Jace -5, and so it's 15 cards milled. So they must just be looking for that other Jace then. Witness the future. Okay. I see they put 2 more Dissipates back into the deck as well. And put one of those cards into your hand, the rest on the bottom. Okay. Top 4 cards, huh? This is a card we don't get to see too often, huh? Alright, Monumental Facade. Not bad, not bad. Alright, Hylda, do you land? Do you land on this board state, Hylda? I believe in you. Woo, buddy, okay. So we will tap down. Should we do it on their turn? I guess so. It's a little awkward. I also should have drew first again. I don't know why I keep doing that, guys. Tablet of Completion is like, has been so good in these games. Oh, Restless Spire. See, we could have played that land instead. Well, that's okay. Yeah, if we actually had a swing for the turn, we would tap down on our turn, but it's a little bit better to tap down on their turn. Memory Deluge. Find what we need to win, says the opponent. Oh, buddy. With 30 cards, they might very well find that Jace in the top 4. They still got Void Rend or something. My Tablet of Completion! You monster! The way they completely overlook Hylda. That makes so much sense, though. Tablet of Completion has been keeping our hand nice and stocked up this whole game. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go ahead, tap you down. And then we will create a 4/4. Could you guys imagine if we pull this back somehow? I don't think there's a way, but son, fall. Oh no. Oh no, guys. That's brutal, man. Esper Control in general looks super brutal, but also we don't get to see Void Rend too often, so props to the opponent for actually rocking the Void Rend. Very cool. See, if I would have played the Restless Spire last turn too, then we could have powered that up this turn. Not saying like it would have actually survived, but... Urabrask's Forge not landing on this board state, guys. They can power this up. It looks like we got a couple more turns here. Wow, Memory Deluge again from the hand. They gotta find that Jace eventually, right? We only have 11 cards remaining in the deck. Can only imagine. Yeah, these control matches take a while. There it is. Hey. Good game, opponent. I actually had a decent time up against control. Also, I feel like whenever we get milled out, that's the vibe. 2 more Memory Deluge over there too, and they definitely had the mana to cast them at 7, so look at that mill animation. That's so cool, dude. That's so neat. All right, let's go talk about this build, man. So do I think, well, first of all, let's actually get past the waiting for server screen here. Oh, maybe. It's been a little bit slower recently, and I don't know if it's like my PC or if that's just how it's been, so. Icy Forge. Here's the deck list again, guys. I think the mana was totally fine. I like that one of Restless Spire. I could have played this one out so much better, but also I don't feel like I played it out terribly either. Like, I wouldn't really consider it too much today like a misplay. More so, we could have optimized it a little better. And that comes with practice in a build like this for sure. So, Urabrask's Forge. I love this being our win condition and control style decks, and just having all the other oil. So like the proliferate works well, and the loyalty counters on this, the way that Teferi taps, Immobilizer taps, but also has the oil, and then this taps, everything works really well with the Hylda. Hylda's Crown of Winter seemed pretty decent too, and all the extra like little ramp really worked out. Tablet of Completion MVP, huh? Dude, for real though, when we played Tablet of Completion, we played like oil mid-range decks in the past, and Tablet of Completion, like every single time when the deck is built around oil, happens to be really good, dude. And like that extra mana, that extra ramp, just everything really solid about the card. Sylex didn't get to see too much action today, but we had a chance at dealing 10 damage a couple turns in a row there, but we did not actually get to it. Also, if the second Sylex would have landed, we still would have needed to wait a little bit too, so to get more oil. Shows the importance of Monumental Facade too. Not having it in that last game slowed down a couple of those turns. So guys, I liked this one a lot. I wouldn't change too much here. What would you guys add or take out? Let me know in the comments for sure. I think it's totally fine. We probably need to label it jank, but honestly, more testing required, especially against like mono red aggro and stuff like that. Other aggro decks in general, honestly. So guys, thank you so much for being here. If you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.